Hey everybody, welcome. Hope you're doing well today. Hope all is good in your world. Now, today we're going to be talking about custom cutting your fletchings. If you're like me, you like to tinker and you like to experiment with things to get just that exact right thing that you're looking for. And mine, I've been it's kind of like a huge rabbit hole I've been going down trying to figure this out. But I've got a solution for it. Now, of course, you know that I've been really steeped in the Asiatic style of archery. I've been looking at a lot of videos, a lot of bamboo arrow making videos, because I'm getting ready to do some bamboo arrows from start to finish as opposed to buying them, because I need some custom links that I just can't get online. And if you do find them online, you're going to pay upwards of, probably, I've seen them for as much as maybe $9–10 an arrow. So they get really expensive really quick whenever you start talking your longer lengths. Now, the thing we're talking about today is fletchings, of course, and how to make a set of custom fletchings. Now, I've got one here. I'll show you down here closer because you can't really see it against the color of my shirt that I cut by hand. While it does look really cool, it is just completely not a good fletch. So that's why I have it hanging on my bow rack back there, just to show that I did something. So, and then of course you've got this one. You can see this one a little better. However, it looks cool. It really looks cool, but it's just not what I'm looking for. It's not something that I wanted to use on all of my arrow builds, and I couldn't repeat this design even if I tried. So I had to find a better solution, and I looked at building an arrow burner. I looked at doing, or a fletching burner. I looked at so many options, and I finally landed the plane on what I wanted to do. So we're going to go down to the table, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'll show you the example of the first arrow that I had, and look at that fletching. It's just not pretty. So let's go down to the table, and let's get a solution for custom cutting your own fletchings for your arrow builds. All right, so on this quest I've been on to build custom bamboo arrows, or make bamboo arrows for myself that I could shoot at longer lengths. One of the things that I've been experimenting with is fletchings, and I needed to get a little bit longer fletching, like the Manchu style fletchings that I really look at online, and then the Kudo style fletchings. I know you see those if you've watched any of the videos that are online, and I've really failed miserably at that. So I had to figure out a solution to make this work. Now here's one of the fletchings that I cut. Now I cut this one by hand with a pair of scissors, and you can see it is less than stellar. And then attaching the fletching to the arrow shaft itself, yeah, that's an experiment, and I need to keep working on it. So I've got a long way to go when it comes to custom hand building these. So here's the one that I was showing you earlier. Although it looks really cool, it is one of my normal two-fletched arrows. The thing about it is, this feather material that I just picked up from a hobby store, not really that good for building them. These are dyed, of course, and then I hand cut these, and again, not the greatest in the world. I do like the way this looks. It just doesn't fly any good. And then of course you've got this one. This one looks really nice. I like this one, but again, the fletchings just don't steer this arrow the way that it needs to. And even if I wanted to reproduce this design, I really couldn't, because I hand cut this with a pair of scissors, and I could probably trace it out or something and then repeat that process. But again, this is not really what I'm looking for, and I needed to get something custom for my arrow builds. So that led me down a path of using material like this, just thin plastic material. And I actually cut out a few Manchu style templates, if you will, that look like this, where I could get a longer fletching cut and be repeatable. But the problem with this material here is it's so flimsy. Whenever you're trying to cut it, it moves around on you, and it doesn't give you the best cut in the world. So you can do this way. Now I could probably take a piece of like Luan or something like that, real thin wood material, and trace this out and use a bandsaw to cut it and make a good template that's repeatable. However, I don't know that that's worth all the effort. Plus, I don't have a bandsaw. So this is one option that you could use. Again, cut your own design, or you could go in and build a custom feather burner, or a fletching burner, whatever you want to call it. I've seen those tutorials a lot too, and I've thought about doing that myself. However, that's a lot of work to build one of those. Now, one of the solutions that I did land on was this. The feather templates. Now, these are by Custom Thumb Rings. You can find these at customthumbRings.com. I bought 2 of these. Now, they do have a lot more offerings there in a lot of different sizes. The 2 that I chose that I was really looking at a lot is this Korean extra large. You can see here, you can see the design. I'll show you how these work here in a moment. So this gives you about a 7 3/4 length cut. So you are going to need some long uncut feathers, whatever style you like to use. I've picked up a bunch of turkey feathers. I'll show you that here in a moment. But again, a 7 3/4 cut is what you're going to get out of these. And the profile of these is very nice and kind of what I was looking for my arrow builds. Now, the one I wanted was the Manchu, of course, which is here. The problem with this Manchu template, it's 9 3/4 inches long. And I don't have any fletchings or any feathers that are long enough to accommodate this. And I've been looking around trying to find something that's longer. Turkey feathers come, if you buy them like from eBay or other offerings or other stores, really 8 to 11 inches is what they're talking about. But the problem is, and I'll show you that here in just a moment, they're not all consistent in length. So this is one of those things that I'm going to have to keep searching for that right feather to actually use this template with and get me that full Manchu style fletching that you see on a lot of arrow builds. Now, one of the things that I did do was I took this template and cut out another piece of plastic like I was talking about and shortened this a little bit to actually give me the profile of the Manchu but at a shorter length. And this one is coming in at 7 3/4 in length. So this will work for me. I just need to figure out how to attach this to something, make it thicker, or make it thicker so I'm not getting that movement with this fletch or this template and creating inconsistent cuts with the feathers. So let me show you how all of this works together. So we're going to take and cut one of we're going to use the Korean style here, because again, I don't have fletching or feathers that are long enough. Now this, I bought a 50 pack of turkey feathers, the barred turkey feathers, on eBay, and of course they ship from China, so it took a couple of weeks to get here. But these are, the description says they're 8 to 11 inches, but the problem you have with these, they're inconsistent in lengths. So that's something you're going to have to be mindful of. And even with the inconsistencies in the length, I don't know if you can see this here, you can see they're cut down really nice, but these ends, they get really thin out here at the end, and sometimes you're going to have to do a lot of cleanup to make these actually work for what you're trying to do. Now, if you're cutting something 5 to 6 inches long, these are going to work perfectly. You can pick these up and these will work right out of the bag. Myself, I have to do a little bit of kind of finagling with them to get them to work. However, they are really nice cut. The quills are cut down nice, very flat. Everything is smooth and polished. It's just this length and this end piece over here that doesn't work so well. So you're going to have to be mindful of that. Understand, if you order feathers like this, you're going to have to deal with some of the anomalies that come with that. Now, what you're going to notice on these templates, these have a flat side, which is here, and then this side over here has a groove cut in it. As you can see, there's a groove cut in that, and there's a specific reason for that groove to be cut in there. What you're going to do is you're going to lay this flat on the table, you're going to put your feather under this, and then you're going to put that quill piece in the groove here, and that's going to keep the feather from moving around on you while you're cutting your fletching. Now, you can get these in left wing as well. I ordered right wing just out of habit. That's what I normally shoot. Doesn't matter if you shoot left or right, as long as all your feathers are matched. So to use the template, what you're going to do is you're going to find the direction that your feather is going, which is that way. And then you're going to take the groove part of the template and you're going to catch the quill. and you're going to line it up inside of that groove. And what that's going to do, it's going to keep that feather from pulling out as you're cutting along the edge there to follow this template. But if you notice right here in this corner, again, this is another inconsistency with these feathers. They're not all 8 to 11 inches long, so you're going to have to deal with that. Let me see if I can find another one in the bag. Now, what you're going to cut these with is going to be a rotary cutter. This will make a very clean, easy to move around contours. You're going to use this rotary cutter to cut this fletching. Now, one of the things I want to caution you against is make sure you get one with a 45 millimeter blade. This small one, while it works good for really tight spots, it's not big enough to actually go across the edge of this template, and it doesn't really cut consistently because this piece here catches on the edge of the template like this, and it gives you an inconsistent cut. And because the blade's not big enough, you have to cut through it a couple of times. And even when you remove the template, you still have to do some cleanup. So again, get you a cutter with a 45 millimeter blade on it, and you should be fine. So let me line this back up. Get this back in the groove here. Got enough on there, so let's go ahead and cut this. And you just want to follow that edge. Come on around. And then when you're done, there is your fletching cut. Now this is repeatable and consistent, and again, I'm going to have to clean this edge up some here, which I think that might not be too bad. We should be okay on that one. But again, that's what you're looking for, a repeatable, consistent cut, and that's what you get when you use these templates by Custom Thumb Rings. Now I've cut a bunch of these already in preparation to make some arrows coming up shortly. And you can see throughout all of them, they're pretty consistent. All the consistent cuts. Now, some of these, if you're not, really careful when you're going around that edge, you can get off a little bit, and then you'll have to do some cleanup. So it makes for a little bit more of a kind of tinkering around with it to get it just the way you want it. These are relatively inexpensive. Let's see, what did I pay? I think they're from $5 to like $10 per these. And they custom make these. So again, check them out, customthumbRings.com. I think you'll be happy if you're looking to get into some custom arrow builds. Super simple, super easy to do. The only thing, you're just going to have to make sure your feathers that you're buying are the length that they're supposed to be. All right, so again, go check them out, customthumbRings.com. They have a lot of different offerings for these, so there's plenty to choose from. There'll be a style there that you could find that I'm sure that you'll like. These were my two favorite out of the offerings that they have. I just like this style. I like the length. I'm really wanting to find the feathers that I can use this Manchu template with. So if you know anywhere where I can buy some really long feathers, then please post it in the comments below. Let me know, because I'm on a quest for that as well. But until then, I'll use this mini Manchu that I made, if you will. Now they do offer, speaking of that was a joke, but they do offer what they call a mini Manchu at Custom Thumb Rings. I may order that one as well, because again, these things are so inexpensive. It's just a no-brainer to, if you want to do custom fletchings, to pick you up some of these and cut your own. The other caveat to this that you're going to have to deal with, if you're going to go with the longer fletchings, is that a standard fletching jig will not work with these. So that's going to really really tax me on trying to figure out how I'm going to fletch these arrows. And the only thing I can think of is I'm going to have to build either a custom fletching jig, or I'm going to have to do it just by hand. And as you can tell by this and by the other one I did, I'm not real good at doing that. CustomThumbRings.com, pick you up some fletching templates, and then that way you can have your own custom fletchings when you build your arrows. So thank you for coming by. Quick update. The winner of the bow actually received the bow, and I was conversing back and forth. with the gentleman, and he seems to be really excited about that. I'm super stoked that he was able to win the bow and that I was able to give that to him. I'm still waiting for the picture, so Goat Farmer, if you are within earshot of this video, please send me the picture of you with the bow. I'd love to see that. I want to put it on my website. It's one of those things that I like to do, is just, show off my subscribers. So that being said, this was just a short, quick little video about, custom fletchings. Go check them out, customthumbrings.com. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just telling you it's a great product, and it's one that, I'll probably end up buying more templates from as time goes on, depending on what my needs are. So I thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this brief video. Let me know what you think about the templates. Let me know what you do to custom cut your own fletchings or burn your own fletchings. And let me know, please let me know if you know where I can get some really, really long feathers to make some longer fletchings. And as we go down this road together, hopefully we'll all learn something together. So thank you so much for coming by. It's always my hope that you have a great day, a better day tomorrow, and a wonderful week ahead of you. And until next time.